Welcome to the Unscripted Journey podcast. I'm your host, Cynthia Schoen. Around here, we believe in living life on purpose, not by permission. Each week, we'll talk real growth, fresh starts, and bold steps to create a life that's true to you. So grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's take this journey together. Welcome back to the Unscripted Journey. My friend, today I have a special episode for you. Today I'm going to be talking about how we can begin to live a more unscripted life. You know, sometimes we're just been used to living and following the path that others have laid out for us. But our goal in this unscripted journey is to actively choose what matters to us. And that's why I'm so happy to have you here, because to me, this topic matters so much. If you're new to me, to this podcast, or if you've been listening for a while, you've probably already heard a little bit of my story. But really, my life several years ago looked completely different. I came to the realization that I wasn't living the life that I wanted. I was living the life according to what others wanted for me, or a label they'd have placed on me. And I had to take measures into my own hands, matters into my own hands, and begin to shift my mind and my life so that I could live a life that was true to me. All right. And that's what really sparked the shift for this podcast and for the way I'm doing things now every day in my life. I am going to walk you through 7 practical steps that you can start doing today, my friend, to create more freedom, meaning, and intention in your life. All right, let's dive right into step number 1. Step number 1 is for you to reflect on what truly matters. Reflection. If you've never taken the moment to just sit back and just think about yourself. Think about your life. Think about where you're headed. Think about what you want. Think about what you want to be remembered for. It is an important step in this unscripted life. You need to take a step back and compare your actual life versus your imagined life. You know, for me, I stopped dreaming. I had to say, man, wait a minute. I had all these dreams. There's so many things I wanted to do in my life, and I still haven't done them. And I had to really come to the realization that I was putting everything and everyone first and myself last. And that's when when I started to reflect on that, a light bulb went on in my head, in my mind, and in my heart. And I decided that I needed to change things. And this is really important because reflection is the foundation to living the unscripted journey. Reflection is the foundation to living the unscripted journey. Without clarity on values, everything else is harder. It's important that you take a moment to reflect. And I want you to do a small exercise, okay? I want you to grab a notebook. If you know me and you've been listening, you know that I love for you to grab your notebook, grab a journal, grab your iPhone and your notes, or simply go take a walk. But I want you to begin to reflect on your life. Ask yourself, what brings me joy? What do I want people to remember about me? And what would I do if I weren't afraid? Those are strong questions. They're not really hard because if you're honest with yourself in your reflection, you'll be able to answer these and you're going to find that it's going to open the door to so many other things. Okay, once you've reflected and you have a little bit of more clarity, I want you to move to step 2, which is defining your why. Now, what is a why? Okay. Why is a deeper reason behind wanting change. It's what moves you. It's what drives you. For me, it was freedom. For me, it was to leave a legacy for my family. For me, it was to be able to impact people with my story. That is my why. And I want you to capture your why in writing and revisit it every single day until you have memorized, until you have convinced yourself that this is why you are living an unscripted journey. You're getting out from under everybody else's expectations and going for your dreams. Okay, Step 3 is about action. And it is to set one small, actionable goal. The reason why I say small is because I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I don't want you to feel like inside of you things are bubbling up because it's too much at once. I want you to set one small goal that you think you can achieve. There is a common trap that wanting to change everything overnight is the way to go. That doesn't work for everyone. Some people can just go cold turkey and bam, they are successful. They can stop this or that habit, but that's not the common person. Because really that can leave you feeling paralyzed, feeling numb. And what worked for me, what one step I started to do was to listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos, start listening and watching people who already had the mindset or had the mindset that I wanted to have. And quickly it began to be something that I immersed myself in. I want you to pick one small goal, something that you can commit to for just a week. Let's start just a week and see how you do with that. It is important to have consistency over perfection. And maybe it's going to be, I don't know, that you're going to journal every day for 5 minutes, or you're going to meditate, or just one small thing to start creating a good habit. And perhaps, like me, you might want to start building accountability, right? So I did that with my husband. We began to share our dreams together, and we shared notes on our phone, and we collaborated together, and it would show me what he was reading as he was reading it, right? He would mark it off, or if he listened to a podcast, and I would do the same. And we would hold each other accountable, because if somebody says, hey, did you do what you said you were going to do? It just says to us, wow, I need to be more disciplined if in fact you are slipping. So accountability is really key. So maybe share your goal with someone and track it. It's really important in these times when you're starting to change your life to have someone that you can trust and say, hey, I'm going to be doing this. Can you be my accountability partner, right? Boom. All right. Step number 4 is to create a dream fund. All right, we're going to be talking about money and resources. What is a dream fund? A dream fund is something that you start to fund your dream, period. You don't need a massive budget. I want you to start small. I want you to start being reasonable. Now, there is a disclaimer here. I do not want you to be irresponsible. I don't want you to forget that you have your daily bills, your responsibilities, just because you want to fund your dream. No. Those things are first. You need to make sure you're taking care of your responsibilities. However, if you begin to see how much money you are wasting on a daily basis by perhaps getting a cup of coffee or eating lunch out and ordering a sandwich instead of bringing something from home, or just silly things. Maybe you like to go to the dollar store, Five Below or whatever your Target, and you can't help but stop by, the dollar bins or what have you. You need to budget. You need to stop wasting money, because in order for our dream to come true, we need to fund it. So it's really important that you do this. For us, we decided to open up a business account, right? It was something that we decided to do. We went kind of not crazy, but we decided we were going to start an LLC. There were things we wanted to do. There are dreams that we have that are going to be tied under that LLC, but that was what worked for us. Maybe you have a credit union that perhaps has, a small savings account. What do they call it? Like a holiday club or vacation club or whatever they call it nowadays. Back in the olden days, they used to call it all these other names. But Maybe that's something that you can start from your paycheck, automatically depositing $5 every week, $10, $20, whatever your budget allows. I want you to start that, and I want you to start small. You can always increase that in the future. But what this says is like, wow, this is something that's going to grow, and it's going to help me achieve the dreams and continue this unscripted life that I want to live. Because let's just face it, finances are important in our daily lives. Just open, or even just open a separate account altogether. Maybe one that's not tied into your checking and savings. Separate that, right? So this is a specific account just for your dream. It's your dream fund account. And set up those automatic transfers and treat it like your future investment. Come on, you're gonna have to start thinking like an owner. You're gonna have to start thinking like an entrepreneur. You're gonna start really dreaming, and we need to fund it. Okay, step 5 might feel uncomfortable. At first, I promise it gets easier. But step 5 is to embrace the power of no. It's a 2-letter word that a lot of us have a hard time saying. Saying yes to everything takes away time, energy, and sometimes resources from your priorities. And if you're trying to build something, if you're trying to build your dream, build your business, you will need to say no to some things, to some people, so that you can say yes to yourself, so that you can take the time out to be invested in what you want in your life. We started to say no. Tim and I just, no. We started booking our nights with together, listening to trainings. We joined a group. We were doing research. We were reading. We just started to really commit ourselves to what we want our life to be. Social obligations, requests that don't align with your dream, you need to say no to. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'm going to say that you don't have to be rude. You can be polite, but be firm in your no. Hey, say, hey, thank you so much for thinking of me. Right now, I'm focused on, fill in the blank, whatever your goal is, maybe another time. We don't want to be rude, but at the end of the day, we don't owe anyone an explanation, especially to those that do not support the changes that we are making in our lives. So saying no is going to be really important for you, for your dream, for your goals. It is something that you have to get used to saying. No to hanging out with your friends. No to doom scrolling on social media because it's a time killer. No to TikTok. No, everything can be done in moderation, but when we are wasting hours and time that we cannot get back, we are delaying saying yes to the most important things in our lives. All right, so learn how to say no. Step 6 is that you're going to build a supportive circle. Now listen, we need to surround ourselves with our people. We need to find people that speak the same language as us. And I'm not talking English or Spanish or whatever language you speak. I'm talking about dreamers. I'm talking about doers. I'm talking about entrepreneurs, business people. Whatever your goal is, fill in the blank. That's the kind of person that you want to look for, or group of people that you want to surround yourself with. There's people who pull you forward, and there's people that hold you back. Which do you want to surround yourself with? We are still in the process of building our own network of like-minded people, but we have decided that there are people that just do not align with our goals. It doesn't make them a bad person. It doesn't make them less than us, but we want to stay focused. We want to stay focused on our dreams and our goals, and you have to get around like-minded people. So start building your network, attend an event, join a group, whether it be a Facebook group or an online group. Reach out to someone you admire, and protect your time. That is, I think, that one of the things that is very important. That goes with saying no, but protect your time and energy by setting the boundaries. Setting the boundaries of who you hang around with, setting the boundaries with the people that you allow to speak into your life. It's really important because not everybody is going to understand your dream. So that's why it's important for you to surround yourself with the right people. There's this amazing song that I came across by Drew Holcomb, and it's called Find Your People. And this song truly expresses the need to find the people that understand you, help you, lift you up, call you out, you name it. And this song is my anthem for when I need to stay grounded on what kind of people I need by my side, who I need to surround myself with. You can make it yours too, or you can pick a song, find something that pumps you up, psychs you out, makes you dance, makes you jump, makes you just scream with enthusiasm and hope, and find it, play it, listen to it, whatever it does. Just find an anthem for yourself. I'm going to post a link to the Drew song so that you can take a listen. And if you want to make it yours, go right ahead. All right, step number 7 is celebrate every win, whether it's big or small. Why is it important and why does it matter? Because if you only are looking at the finish line, you're going to be discouraged. Sometimes those mountains seem too high to climb. You need to celebrate the small steps. Now, I am a kind of person that I want to know everything. I want to control everything. And when I should be in step 1 and celebrating that, I'm already thinking about step 10. And there was a time where there was something going on with our lives, and there was someone that said, Cynthia, we're not there. We're in step 1. You're in step 10. You need to bring it back, roll it in, and focus on what we're doing. Let's finish this step, and then we can move on to the next thing, because it does become overwhelming. So your small step is to open an account or read a book or make a connection. Creating that one new habit that is going to set you in the right path, and celebrate it. When you've done it, celebrate that win. Whatever way you like to treat yourself, treat yourself. Treat yourself to a special drink or a night out with a friend and say, hey, I accomplished this. I would love it if you would come and celebrate with me. Do it. It doesn't have to be big. It could be something simple. It could be a chart on your wall where you have all the 7 steps written out, and you have all the things that you want to accomplish. And when you've accomplished one, you check it off. When we were going through our debt elimination walk, there was something that we did every single time we paid off a credit card. And that was to cut it up. And I would put every little piece in a little bag, in a little Ziploc bag, and I would just hold it. And I used to have this chart on our wall in our office, in our home. And every time we paid something off, we used to check it off. And it just felt so good to see how our debt was snowballing and we were beginning to see some progress. You need to start small, so then eventually things will snowball into something so much greater. Small steps equals momentum. And that's what we're aiming for. Okay, so those are your 7 steps. You're going to reflect, you're going to define your why, you're going to set a small goal, you're going to create a dream fund, you're going to embrace the power of saying no, you're going to build your circle, and you're going to celebrate your wins. I want to encourage you to pick one of the steps this week and do it. And focus on one so that it's manageable. Don't overwhelm yourself. I will guarantee you that if you take these 7 steps, you will be able to create the life that you want to live. You will no longer be living under the confinement of someone else's hopes and dreams for you, and you're going to be living your own dream life. I want you to share your progress with me. Send me an email, or I'd love to hear where you are, which step you're doing, and how it's going. You can comment, you can leave me a review, talk to me, reach out to me. I want to know how you're doing so I can cheer you on. I want to encourage you to stay focused. You can do this, my friend. So that's it for this episode. I want to thank you for listening. I want to remind you to subscribe and leave a review if you found it helpful, or even share it with a friend or someone that you think needs to hear this. Thanks so much for listening to the Unscripted Journey podcast. If today's episode lit a spark in you, keep that momentum going with the Unscripted Journey Reflection Journal. It's a guided space to help you tune in, take action, and start living life on your terms. It's available now on Amazon. Just click the link in the episode notes. And don't forget, I've got free resources waiting for you over at cynthiaschoen.com to support your growth between episodes. Until next time, live free, stay unscripted.